Hi friends, Evolving Guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for following along with our collection journey. So today is an exciting video because I'm just going to put in some singles that I picked up at a recent trip to a place called Full Grip Games, which is a really amazing card store in Akron, Ohio. My family is in that area, and so anytime I have a chance to visit my family, I like to try to fit in a trip to Full Grip. I'm not sponsored by them or affiliated in any way, but just think that they do some great stuff. They have a great online presence, so if you're looking for singles or sealed stuff, it's a good place to check. And then if you're ever in person in Akron, I mean, they have a brand new storefront that they just unveiled, and it's really amazing. I mean, it's a super large space that has space for large tournaments that they run. They have some amazing streaming and video capabilities there for the TCG. And then also, I've never seen a wall of Pokemon products as large as theirs. They have modern stuff, but they have a lot of old sealed stuff. So if you're into old sealed, it's just kind of a it's a sight to behold to see everything that they have there. And I did want to go there and pick up some singles. I had a few singles in mind in particular, knowing that they had a lot of inventory. And so I'll show you some of those cards that I picked up. But again, a trip to Full Grip is really a must for any Pokemon card fan. So anyway, this first binder we're going to look at is Surging Sparks. We're going to add one more card to this. We're doing pretty well, as you can see here. I'm scanning over the illustration rares. So those look really solid. As you can see, oh, there's a gap there, and so that's what we're going to put a card in today. So it's just the Pikachu EX Ultra Rare, so it's not like a super valuable card, but it's just, you know, I had a couple of big chase cards that I was looking for at Full Grip, but then I wanted to pick up maybe a few low-hanging fruit cards as well. And so we're going to add that, and you can see that's the only card we're going to add, but we're doing pretty well. We're missing just a handful of SIRs. We have been lucky. We've pulled a couple of the chase cards in this set, so at this point we just have, I think, 5 cards left, all SIRs, so we're going to keep working on those. So I'm going to set the tripod down. We're going to move this binder out of the way. All right, so our next set that we're going to look at is Journey Together. So again, if we zoom back out, Journey Together, we're doing pretty well. We've added a few cards recently here as well. We pulled some, added some. I think Journey Together is in a sweet spot as far as buying singles goes. So we are going to add this Ends Zorark EX. This is not, again, a very valuable card, but it's just one we had not either pulled or found yet, and so I'm adding that to the binder. And then actually we're going to add a different Ends Zorark EX, the Hyper Rare, the gold card. So that will go, I'll flip my hands here, so we'll slide that in right here. So this is actually also, we only need 4 cards to finish this set. Kind of hard to believe there's that last card hanging out there. So we just have these 4 cards. They're all illustration, all SIRs, special illustration rares. Again, we have pulled the chase card in this set, Lily's Clefairy EX. So just nice to add a few extra singles. So those are kind of some of the low-hanging fruit singles. Now we're kind of getting into the real meat of things. And oh, if you didn't notice back here, we have this new Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX box. We're going to open that at the end of today's video, so we do have a few packs that we're going to open in there. So anyway, the real big chase card that I've been after for quite a long time, this is, if you don't recognize this set, this is Paldea Evolved. So this is the second main series set. You can see here's the illustration rares. There's a notable gap there. We'll come back to that. But this is actually a set that we have completed, except for that one gap. So you can see it's a pretty large set. It was the second main series set in the Scarlet and Violet block. I always associate this set with Card Party, the first edition. My son and I went to Card Party, the first one in Anaheim, and that it actually was the same weekend as release weekend for this set, and so there was a lot of Paldea Evolved hype that weekend. This Iono SIR was kind of the chase card of this set at that time, and you can see here we do have no gaps, and then we have some of the extra cards that have popped up over time that have the Paldea Evolved insignia on it. So anyway, we're going to work our way back. So originally the chase card was that Iono Special Illustration Rare, but then at a certain point, and not right away, but at a certain point, the card that really blew up was the card that fits in, oh, I even have one more page, the card that fits in this spot. And I've been trying to pull it, and it got to a point where I just probably, you know, kind of as a birthday present for myself, as a gift. So here it is, the Magikarp Illustration Rare. This is a card that is the chase card in the set now. I remember when this card was under $100. It was not the most expensive card even in this set, but then it kind of went up from 50 to 100. And then I remember seeing it in a card shop for 100 and thinking, oh, that's a little much. I wasn't quite in a position at that moment to pull the trigger, and then it's only gone up. It's gone up pretty high, and then it's come back down, and then, you know, right now I think, you know, this is in the $2 to $250 range for a near mint copy. The nice thing about Full Grip is because it's such a large card store, they had several near mint copies of this, so I could take a look and pick the near mint copy that I wanted. And so anyway, we're going to continue. We'll open Paldea Evolved as we get our hands on it, but now we don't have to open it to chase cards anymore, because with this video we are officially adding this Magikarp illustration rare and completing our master set of Paldea Evolved. So thanks to Full Grip for, I mean, I paid for it, of course, but thanks to them just for the Pokemon work that they do in the community. All right, so we're going to put this to the side. Now there's actually one more card that I want to add. You may or may not recognize this set. This is taking us back in time a little bit. This is Chilling Reign. So for those of you who collected further in the past, Chilling Reign was in the Sword and Shield block. I believe it was set number 7, or no, set number 6, because Evolving Skies I think is set number 7. So anyway, this is my Chilling Reign master set binder. And I continue to work on master sets of the Sword and Shield era. And you can see we've done really well with this set. We're missing, I mean, this is the Galarian Moltres alt art, which is one of the chase cards in the set. It would go there. And then we're doing pretty well here. This is the Blaziken VMAX alt art, which is that really cool, like multicolored. That's the other alt art card that we're missing in this set. But we are missing one other card in this set. And I'll scan across and you'll see, oh, there's a gap here. It's in the gold card section. They were not called hyper rares back then, but I am excited to add the Snorlax gold card. This is another card that I picked up. Now, I did not get this at Full Grip Games, so again, I want to give a shout out to Full Grip. It's a really amazing spot, again, for Pokemon card people. But in my card hunting that I was doing in that area, I just looked on my phone for some other card shops that were nearby, and I found a place called Kid Force Collectibles in Berea, Ohio, which is not too far from Akron. And, you know, I didn't know anything about it. I just stopped in, and they actually were a really cool shop. They have a lot of cool Pokemon. It's definitely not as large as Full Grip, but they had a really nice selection of sort of vintage sealed stuff. They had a decent selection of singles, and you know, I asked on the off chance that they had this card, and in fact, it had just come in. They were just processing it. They hadn't even priced it yet, and so it was just my luck that this card had come in. I think this is the last card in the entire Sword and Shield block that we need that's under $100. Everything else that we're chasing are those really like extreme chase cards that are worth hundreds or even more. And so it is nice to, I mean, I don't know if you count this as low-hanging fruit because it's still a, you know, it's still a valuable card, an exciting card, but it's nice to add that to our Chilling Reign binder. These Chilling Reign actually, I think, had more secret rares than any set in this Sword and Shield era. So you can see here there's a lot of cards that we've been working on over time. So that means we're just down to the 2 cards that we still need to finish Chilling Reign. So that's exciting. It's not often that I get to check off a Chilling Reign card or any Sword and Shield era card. There's still, now I have 19 cards left in the Sword and Shield block to complete all the master sets for Sword and Shield. So we still have a ways to go. So like I said at the beginning, I am going to also open this Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX box. Now I found this for the first time at the same trip when I was card hunting at Full Grip and Kid Force. I was still trying to find this in the wild, and I did not have any luck doing that, but Kid Force Collectibles did have these. So did Full Grip, actually, so they both had them. They both were charging definitely above MSRP. And again, I'm sympathetic. Like, these card shops I like a lot. They're doing good work in the community. I do wish they would charge closer to MSRP for these products, because again, I suppose from their perspective, if they charged MSRP, they could limit it, maybe 1 per person, to try to spread it around, but yeah, it's just difficult. It's challenging because it's hard to find these in the wild, and this, you know, the retail of this should be around $22, and you know, to pay, you know, Kid Force had this at $39. Full Grip had this at $45. It only has 4 packs inside, and so it just doesn't seem like worth it in some respects, but I am chasing the promos inside, so I decided for the sake of the channel a little bit and just to kind of check this box, I did decide to go ahead and purchase it. So, so this is also kind of an unboxing video. We're going to look at what's inside the Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX. This is a Blackstar promo card, number 205, so we'll add this to the promo card binder. And then again, it has these reprint cards from Destined Rivals, this is number 149, Team Rocket's Meowth, and 174, Team Rocket's Giovanni. These have that Cosmos. There's a swirl, that's cool. These have that Cosmos holofoil pattern, so I'll add these to my Destined Rivals binder. I don't consider them necessary to complete the master set, but I'll just add them to the back of that binder. And then again, we have this. You do also get the jumbo card. This is just a regular jumbo. So again, a lot of people don't collect these, but you might consider it. There is also, as you can see here, a sticker. I think the main appeal here is the packs, although again, it's not like so exciting. There's 2 Destined Rivals, 1 Journey Together, and again, I think these days it seems like Paradox Rift is the new filler pack that they are including in a lot of products. It'd be nice if that were Surging Sparks or Twilight Masquerade, but it is what it is. So we'll open these packs. You can decide. I mean, these boxes have been, they were officially released on June 13th, but I don't think really stores, including my local game stores, didn't really get them until the 27th. I did see one in the wild, but someone else was also looking for cards and beat me to it. She already had it in her hand when I walked up, and it was the only one on the shelf. So unfortunately, I did not get that one. It would be nice to find it in the wild for a regular price, but I decided just to kind of go for it, and then I just know that I have it. So nothing there. There's the code card for that. All right, that's our Paradox Rift. Now, fingers crossed, Journey Together again. We are getting closer to a master set of Journey Together, so I feel optimistic. Journey Together shouldn't be too hard to master eventually. And then Destined Rivals, I'm not quite to the point of buying a lot of singles for that set. I'm waiting for prices to continue to come down and stabilize. All right, fingers crossed, nothing there. All right, nothing there. There's the code card. All right, 2 packs of Destined Rivals. So anyway, I had a really fun time card hunting. I'm going to do a separate video sometime soon to talk a little bit more about what I found when I was hunting, but I did want to just highlight the cards I was able to pick up at Full Grip and at Kid Force Collectibles and add those to my master sets, especially that Magikarp was really just kind of that's a big deal to complete that set and to just finally break down and buy that chase card. All right, nothing there. There's the code card. So no hits yet. It'd be nice to end this with a hit. Again, these boxes, good luck out there finding it. If you did just want the Black Star promo, then you could probably pick that up as a single. Try not to overpay. I know it's difficult, especially when local game stores are charging what they're charging for some of these boxes. But yeah, it's an interesting time. I've talked a lot about that. I continue to hope that it will get better in the long run, but it can be frustrating in the short term not to be able to get your hands on new things for reasonable prices. So here we go. Nothing there. And nothing there. We really got a bad box in that sense. We got shut out of hits, so no hits to show for ourselves, but we did get the Team Rocket's Mewtwo promo card, so that's good. We'll put that into our binder. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Keep following the channel. Thanks for your support, and we'll talk with you in another video real soon.